is the Victory Moment with CK. Join the show as we chat victory in the midst of the uncertainty in life, because each day can be a victory moment if you don't quit, if you don't give up, and if you don't let go. Well, hello and welcome to the Victory Moment with CK. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us on this new episode as we continue on with the love month. It is not love with the I would say acknowledging love, because love never stops. Love continues. And love doesn't waver back and forth and saying, I love the love, and then all of a sudden it's not there. I'm just saying. Listen, let's talk about it today as I talk about love is patient today, because many times when you are in a circumstance of love, whether it be a mom and daughter relationship, whether it be a father and daughter, a son and daughter, uh, a son and mother, or children, just basically children and their parents, or in committed relationship with another person. Listen, love can really be the ups and downs, and also just understanding to be patient. We're going to talk about it as the Victory Moment with CK talks about love is patient today. Well, good again. Hello to everyone, and welcome to the Victory Moment once again. And thank you for joining me, whether it be on the BHC network, whether it be on Roku, whether it be on my what we will call my YouTube page. Listen, connect with me as I just try to bring as much value as I can. But we are going to talk about today, love is patient. I tell you, we just passed through what we will call Valentine's Day, and we just passed through some other things, when we talk about love. And a lot of times we talk about love, but do we really understand what it means to love? And I'm not just talking about a man and a woman, or woman and a man's relationship. I'm just talking about love. And I love how God said it, in Corinthians. And the reason why I'm using that is because it was broken down so awesomely in Corinthians, where we talk about love is being kind, love is being patient, love is not jealous. Love doesn't just talk about itself, but love understands that. Listen, and as I was doing some research, because basically I always get my inspiration from the Word of God and from the people around me and the people I connect with, because y'all are always inspiring to me. So patient is the understanding that the other person is their own unique and individual, and we should not resent them for not following the same thing as us. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we tend to deal with love in a sense of, and I'm just saying, we, not everybody, it's not like written in stone, or everybody does this, but we all have sometime or another, you know love someone because they do what we want them to do, or we like what they do for us. And love is, and I'm going to talk about it first, is patient and understanding. That means that, listen, all that we desire, all that, we see, and, we really want real love, we got to be understanding. And that means that we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to fall short. Listen, we're all not going to always get it right. And that was one of the things when it comes to understanding, when it comes to patience. Patient. And then there's patience. And listen, I was talking about patient, but there's always patience, because sometimes things that we do affect so many different things, and we don't realize it, that we're really hurting this person, or we're really making a mess as we connect and do certain things. So love is patient and understanding. That is a priority. You have to be understanding. And that doesn't mean you get walked over like a fool, or everything just, you just let everybody walk all over you. You just let everybody do what they want to you. No. But what it is understanding that there are times you're going to have to forgive. There are times you're going to have to say, wow. There are times when you're going to have to just say, listen, I'm not going to allow this to change my heart from the person, because I understand that we are unique, we are different in all that we do, and all that we are is two unique people. And whether it's coming together in a marriage, whether it's coming together in a relationship, because a relationship begins first before the marriage, so it starts there. So then you start building, so my thing is, what are you looking for when it comes to love? And the main thing is, you've got to be understanding. You've got to be understanding, knowing that that person may make so many mistakes, but how willing are you to forgive? And before you start going into other things, you got to really think about that. You got to really think about that. So the second thing I want to talk about, as I bring my brief talk about love is patient. Love is patient. Love is kind and understanding. That means love is not nasty in its movement. That means if you see someone need something and you can help. That means if you understand, because love is not just a verbally spoken word, but it's an action word. So love is kind. That means that as much as you can be kind, even when the person is on your nerves, even when the person, and when I say that, meaning you may not always like what the person has done or did, and so forth. But now you got to work your way. Always say, work your way through it. You got to work your way so that whatever it is, as far as being in that love, and being connected in love, and just understanding. But love is kind. It doesn't kind of say, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, because no, there are times when you just gotta let go. And, as I said earlier, love is understanding that we all are unique in our own ways. And I love how God always says, how the word of God says it, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. That means everybody is not going to be 6 foot tall. Everybody is not going to be having all of that, but that doesn't make anybody better than anybody else. But our uniqueness and our kindness and our understanding brings so much more to life. And a lot of things that happen right now, is because we don't understand. We don't take time to understand the other person. We don't take time to learn the other person. And a lot of times that creates conflict because we run into things and we jump into things. And I know nobody don't want to hear about this because they're like, oh well, I love hard. And most women do. I'm not saying men don't, but most women do love a little harder than men. I'm not coming against saying men don't love hard. Yes, they do. You'll be surprised of how some men have given their all and also in return gotten certain things that was negative back. And I'm gonna leave it like that, because what the intentions were not always good intentions, and it works both ways, because we always talk about the man part, but there's some of us that don't have good intentions. And it's not that we want to talk about that, because we want to talk about the positive things of being love. And love is kind, love is understanding. And as I finally get ready to just pop off, love endures all things in understanding. That means that just because something happens today, you don't just throw away your love. Just because something doesn't happen the way you want, you just don't throw away your love. Love doesn't give up. Love doesn't just throw away. But love is kind, love is understanding, and most importantly, love endures. And I love hearing when I hear people been married for 40 and 50 years. And a lot of times we think, oh, they are so happy. And then not everybody is always happy because they're married. There are things that are still going on. There are things that you learn daily about someone. And that doesn't mean that you're going to automatically be happy. But what it does is it puts you in a perspective of what is love to you. And that's the question I'm going to ask before I exit this episode. What is love to you? Is love, are you patient? Are you kind? Are you enduring all the things that just comes with caring about someone? And that's what you got to focus on. What is love? And like I said at the beginning, and I'm going to say it again as I'm about to end, patience is the understanding that the other person is their own unique individual, and we should not resent them for not following the same things as us. And I want us to remember that in all that I'm speaking. Remember that it is two unique people, even a mom and daughter, a brother and sister, a mom and a daughter and her father. I mean, a daughter and her father. Sons and mothers. We're all unique because even though we came from our parents, we have our own uniqueness. And what we have to really do is understand that our parents will always see us as the children, that they, the younger version of who we are. And I realize you got to just be patient with it. You got to sometimes remind them, hey, mom, dad, I'm a little older right now, and these are the things. And I'm just throwing out some things because I know there's always a struggle when it comes to not just, like I said, I'm not just talking about a relationship between the man and the woman, but I'm talking about just generally, even at your job, knowing how to be kind and love. There's two differences, as I'm about to close out, of loving and being in love. The in love part comes with relationship between a man and a woman, and in that relational part. But that's where that in love. And you really should work on being in love with who you connect with, as far as relational, like that. And then loving those around you, just because God is love, just because it's important to for peace. We call it peace. And a lot of things are going haywire because I call it, there's a lot of inhumanity. And when you don't have that love from your heart because you've been treated bad, or because you tend to do the same thing, because they always say, and I believe this is a true statement, misery loves company. But like I said, we're not going to go into the other part, because I always try to keep my episodes positive. And what we want to do, and what I want to leave with you, is just remember to be kind, patient and kind. Just remember to be patient and understanding. And just remember to be patient in love and enduring. That means that try to work it out. Try to talk it out. Try to understand. And I will never, let me make this disclaimer, I will never say it's okay to allow yourself to be treated not your worth. And just remember your worth. And if you have to, step away. But that doesn't mean that love doesn't endure. That means that you have to step away from the negative. You have to step away from the things that will easily beset you. And you also have to step away from the things that don't encourage and empower and bring love and light to your life. And again, that doesn't mean things are always perfect. That doesn't mean we're perfect. We are imperfection and daily seeking and really got to work on. So listen, thank you for joining me on this episode. And as the month of love, acknowledging love in its uniqueness and what it is, and how, it's not just one day. If you only loving on that one day, then something is wrong. And there are so many people that don't really celebrate that day, which is Valentine's Day, because they don't just love on that one day. They love all day, every day. And it's okay to love hard. Just understand to guard your heart, so that you know just guard your heart. And that's how we say it. So welcome again, and thank you for joining me on the Victory Moment with CK. There's some new things again coming. Woo, March is coming up, and there's definitely some new things coming. Follow me on all that I'm doing, and you won't be disappointed. And last week was, prior, there's some holidays coming, and once the holiday comes, we're going to basically be doing what we will call a catch up and all of those things, so that I could enjoy the holiday like everybody else. So it's been amazing, in all that's been happening. And there's some new things coming, and I look forward to bringing it to the channel, bringing it to YouTube, bringing it to my social media page. Listen, get excited. There is some great things ahead for you as well as for me. I love what happened, in the service that one of the services I was in, when they said it's turning around, and you have to see it turning around in love and understanding, in kindness, in all that you do. But don't let anyone steal your joy. So, again, thank you for joining me on the Victory Moment, this episode of the Victory Moment with CK. Because love is patient.